Hi, hello people. A very random live, like a super random live, and so our guest who's going to join here is going to talk about Spain, and we'll get to know a bit about this Spanish people, Spanish food, and places around Spain. And so this girl is from London. She's born and brought up in British suburbs and has traveled Spain a lot of times. So, yeah. So, how's everyone doing? Hi. Yep. So many requests. So she's gonna join us in a while, and we are going to talk about Spain. So, hello, Shati Ali, SK Amjad Ali. Okay, Aditya. Hi, hi Rohan. Hello, how's everyone doing? Enigmatic traveler. So, how's your day so far, guys? How is everyone? Nothing prepared for weekend. That's the best. That's the best thing to do when there are no plans. I mean, you can do whatever you want when there are no plans, isn't it? Good evening. Hi, Sahika.
Hello, can you see me?
Hi. Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. And you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you for asking. So,
Okay,
would
so
you like to
my first
introduce yourself?
Instagram live, so people be kind.
That's
I've
okay.
done this before.
Um,
Can you guys hear me? Or am I screaming?
yeah, I can hear you. I'm
Okay.
sure everybody else can too. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, okay.
I
Um,
mean,
well,
just your name and bit about yourself.
pardon?
Just your name and a little bit about your travel love and
Okay.
about yourself a
Well,
little bit.
my name is I like to, especially on my social media and everything, I like to go as Wandering Fakir. So feel free to call me Fakir if you want.
Do you even know what does it mean?
Yeah, I do. Of course I do. I do know what it means, and it's actually fits. It fits perfectly for me, and my family always teach me that yeah, you know, I am somebody, I don't care. I don't have a lot of money and I don't care about the money, and I just do whatever I want with by wandering around. So I basically live in London. I love traveling, and yeah, I do travel solo quite a lot, like a lot. 99% of the time I'm traveling solo because honestly speaking, it's very difficult to get your calendars matched with your friends or family as well for that matter. And I cannot keep waiting on people to have free time so that we can go travel or plan our travels. So
Yeah.
I usually just pick up my bag and go when I have a good deal or a cheap ticket. So yeah, that's what I do.
It's always good to travel solo. I mean, because you are free to do whatever you want to do and you don't have any time limitations. I mean, sometimes I go and I don't book a return ticket. So
Yeah,
I don't know for how many days I'm going to
yeah,
stay at a place. and which is lovely to have experience when you meet people you don't know, you have never met, and you make new friends, and so many things actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also for me, I tend to like to do things like I like to explore a lot and things like, and sometimes like I have friends who want to go and they just want to lay on the beach and do nothing. And okay, I like to lay on the beach as well and do nothing, but only for a bit.
Yeah.
And I cannot be like, okay, I cannot be doing this all day, every day for the rest of the 10 days. So I think that gives you the freedom when you're traveling solo. But obviously, you know, being a woman and, you know, traveling solo, actually, even for men, it's not, you know, it's not always safe. And I do tend to have certain, you know, tips and, you know, certain things that I do whenever I'm traveling solo to make sure that, you know, I'm always
You're
uh,
safe and
secure
secure.
and also always connected as well. It's very important. Like a lot of people say, hey, you're on holiday, you know, put away your phone and things like that. No, I think the phone is not okay. Don't be using your phone for everything, like being online and things like that, but have your phone on you. Let your friends and family be able to reach you. That's very important, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good because one of your friend or your family, somebody knows where you are and you keep them updated. So that way, I mean, somebody at least
So
knows.
important. People need to know that that is like really, really important. Yeah.
Yeah, true. So yeah, let's talk about Spain.
Yeah. Let's
What is so unique about Spain? And
what
do you
about
understand Spanish?
a little bit, I would say. Not too much.
Hmm.
I think I would say I understand more than I can speak for sure. But I mean, I can get by if I have to order lunch at a restaurant or if I have to ask for directions and things like that. I can get by for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so would you like to tell like the basics, how to say hello? I mean, even and then the bit, I mean, the very basics of Spanish.
Well, yeah. I mean, hola. Everybody knows hola.
Yeah, yeah,
You can say hello, hola, and the most common is como estás. Basically, that
yeah.
means how are you. I think a lot of people know that, thanks to popular culture. Also, what's your name? So you can say como se llama. Llama means name. So como means what? So como se llama? Hey, Makbul. Somebody's saying hey. Say
Yeah.
hola. We're talking about Spain.
Makbul is from Dubai.
Oh, what ordering food? What would you like to order? Aditya, what would you like to order? Like, let's say, I don't know, like French fries. Would you like to order French fries?
How do you say that in Spanish if you
Patata
have to order
frita.
French?
Patata. Patata is potato. So you say
Makbul
potato.
is saying hola.
So, okay. So if you would like to say I want, say yo quiero. Yo is I, basically. So you say yo quiero. Oh, yo quiero pizza. Or yo quiero patata fritas is French fries, but actually it's not French fries. It's like diced potatoes. Hi, Surya. It's like diced potatoes, and then they're flavored and things like that. So yeah, but it can go for French fries as well. Burger is hamburguesa. So it's hamburger. So you say burguesa, hamburguesa.
Burguesa.
Yeah, so say yo quiero un hamburguesa. Yeah, quiero, perfect. Yo quiero pizza, perfect. But the spelling is with a Q, not with a K, Makbul. I'm having a Spanish lesson. I can barely speak Spanish. So yeah, and then you can maybe ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. Yeah, gracias.
Gracias.
Bien. Do you mean también? Oh no, hello. I know you. Okay. So you could what else? What else were you speaking? Yes, I'm speaking Spanish. indeed. What else could I say? I don't know. But Portuguese, no, no, no
Somebody is appreciating your smile.
Spanish. They don't know.
Miss Fakir.
And Portuguese, I don't know Portuguese. There are some similar words. Okay.
Makbul is from Dubai, and maybe he can teach us some Arabic words. I mean, yeah. So let's
So
talk about.
one tip, very important. Vegetarian going to Spain. First of all, it's a bit of a nightmare finding. I'm Japanese. Okay, well, I don't understand any Japanese or know any Japanese. So with regards to food, it's very difficult finding vegetarian food there. Can Spain be a good new home for
Work from home?
work from home? Yeah, why not? It's depend on where you're living, because Madrid and Barcelona can be very expensive. So, I mean, if you choose a smaller city, maybe down south, like usually yeah, is much cheaper to live, and even cost of living is much cheaper. But if you live in Madrid and Barcelona, it's like super expensive. The rent especially. Also, I was living in the north. I mean, but I stay in Japan. Oh yeah, that's nice. I was actually literally thinking of going to Japan, because currently I'm working as an English teacher and I teach online. But I was thinking of exploring new countries. That's what I was doing in Spain. I was teaching English in Spain. So yeah. So going back to food and being in Spain and being a vegetarian, you have to be very careful because first of all, there are not a lot of vegetarian options. You will be eating patata fritas all day, every day. So you
Maybe it's good for people who can cook something, so you can pick up your groceries and cook a meal if you're vegetarian.
So when I moved in, I was living there, and I was like, oh my god, it was very difficult. So the one thing important is people need to understand, sometimes even in their sweet, like biscuit or some kind of a sweet dish, you can find lard. Lard is basically like a really bad version of ghee. Lard basically is something made out of animal fat, and usually in Spain it is pig, so they use a lot of pork lard in everything, even in biscuits. So if you're vegetarian or if you don't eat pork or beef and things like that, please make sure when you eat something, make sure you know the ingredients. A lot of time they won't know the answers to, so you have to be quite safe. Like just order some, a pan con tomato. Pan is basically bread. So pan, not like the Indian kind, but this is bread. In Spanish, it's called pan. Pan con tomato basically is bread with some tomato on top of it. So yeah, so you have to. So vegetarians, please look out for all those things. Yes, I lived in Spain for 1 year between 2018 and 2019. Yeah. So I was in up north. So I was in a city called Pamplona. Has anybody heard of Pamplona? I don't know.
Not sure. Although, what places in Spain would you like to recommend? I mean, like Madrid, Barcelona, everybody knows, and I think a lot of people been there.
Yeah.
So what other places, like the offbeat locations, you would like to recommend?
There are loads of things like that in Catalonia. Catalonia is basically where Barcelona is, the state, and it's on the coastline. There are lots of little towns. Like Tarragona is one of my favorites there. So if you like beach, yes, I'm Indian. No, I'm British, but yes, I'm Indian. So if you go on the coast, you will find loads of lovely towns, and Tarragona is one of my favorites. I do have a bit, I think, yeah, there you go. In my stories, in my highlights, I have some, okay, I can't seem to open it. Okay, there you go. So, hi, Manman. So Tarragona is city. It's okay. No, this is Bilbao. I'm trying to open Tarragona on my laptop so that people could see. So Tarragona is definitely a good, small town, which is very close from Barcelona. So if you're going to Spain, you should definitely go to Barcelona, simply because amazing architecture of Gaudi, and it's a great city. But yes, you can travel in a bit in towards places like Tarragona. Also up north, there's a town called San Sebastian. San Sebastian basically was the summer home of the royals of Spain. It's a very hoity-toity town. It's a bit it's on the borders with France. It's very close to France, so there are a lot of French people. So it has a bit of like an awe about it, like, oh, I'm better than you. But San Sebastian is extremely beautiful. Again, there's a bit of a beach. A lot of people go there for surfing. So if you're in adventure sports, if you like surfing, San Sebastian is your. Also, the north, the north of Spain, it can get a bit cold, but it's completely different. Like, there's a lot of mountains and things like that. So there are a lot of other things to see there. I was living in a town.
Places you mentioning Tenerife.
Tenerife is a Balearic island. So obviously, if you love the beach, if you like island hopping, like partying, it's one of the quieter islands. It's not like Ibiza or Magaluf and things like that. So Tenerife,
Not a place where you can actually party, but if somebody wants to chill and like maybe for work from
party
home,
anywhere in
it's a
Spain.
place.
Honestly, you can party anywhere in Spain. You can be in the smallest of town and you'll still find somewhere to party. Lanzarote is one of a nice islands. But there are loads of places to be in Spain. So coming back to Pamplona, where I was living, so I think there is a very popular Bollywood film that was filmed there. It's the town where you have the bull run.
Do you know the name of the film?
Amazing. Again, in the south, it's the Andalusia. It has a lot of great architecture, a lot of yes, I'm getting holidays blues as well. 1 minute, I haven't been anywhere in 1 year. The last trip I took was to Colombia. That was last February. Yes, I know.
COVID. COVID
And
has like literally packed us inside the homes.
yeah, it's been so cold in the UK as well, and it's just yeah. So
It's
Pamplona,
snowing like crazy in UK.
yeah. So Pamplona is where the bull run happens. So that's, I think, there was a very popular Bollywood film that was filmed there. So
Somebody mentioned the name Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
that's the
Okay.
one. So yeah, and it's amazing. The city is really small. It's quite, you would say, quite mundane if you're living there daily. And but there is, again, I had a better social life when I was living in Pamplona than in London, because everything is so close by. You could walk everywhere, and I used to go out every almost 3 days in a week. So every weekend we were out, and yeah, it was great. And then in the summer, it completely transformed. It was amazing to see how that little town, there was so many people, and how they organized the whole bull run is amazing. It was really great. It was once in a lifetime. The thing is, I always was like, I don't know if I want to be. I want to be there during the bull run, because they do have bullfighting at the end of it. And it's not very nice for the animals, but the atmosphere and the festivities, it's a whole week. It was really amazing. And yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see what I did, you could check my IGTV. It was great.
Bull Run is quite popular there. I think that's the one which is shown in the film as well, the Bollywood film.
Yeah, the town
Yeah.
is that. So Pamplona is known for that festival. It's the bulls go running. So it's 10 days continuously that it happens every day. And yeah, it's amazing. It's one, like, it's a non-stop partying for the whole week. Tomatina, I haven't been to Tomatina, I'm afraid, no. But so where I was living in Pamplona, there is a town half an hour away called La Rioja. I don't know if you drink wine, you might know or be aware of this. La Rioja is a popular town which produces a lot of wine, and it's basically yeah, it's literally a big producer of Spanish wine, and during the summer. They tend to have a kind of holy with wine, so there is a festival because they have surplus. So this started like years ago when they used to have surpluses, which is what Tomatina is all about as well, because there was so much surplus of the produce, and instead of wasting or donating, I don't know what, like, it was too difficult for them to take the food somewhere else, so they had the festival where they would just throw or hit each other with tomatoes. And in La
So have
Rioja,
you been there? Have you celebrated the festival with them? I mean, how was?
the Tomatina.
Yeah.
No, I've not. That happens down south. So I haven't. I've heard about the Kawa wine. How should we say? Kawa wine. What have you heard, Aditya? So La Rioja, like I said, a small town up in north next to Pamplona. You can play holy with wine there. So if you like wine,
Wow. So there's a different kind of holy I've heard of
yeah.
now, playing holy with wine.
So
So
yeah, that
do they have like the colored wines or what? Like the red and the pink
red.
wine?
It's red wine. Tinto, vino tinto. If anybody wants to order wine, remember that. Vino
Tinto.
tinto. Yeah. So
Vino tinto.
yeah. So yeah, the thing about Spain is, okay, you know about the big festivals like the Bull Run or Tomatina and things, like, obviously because of the Bollywood film has made it popular, but also every little town has their own festival during the summer. It is famous local made. I don't know. I don't drink, I'm afraid. I've heard. No say. No say means I don't know in Spanish. So I don't know really. I'm sorry. Yeah, every little town will have their own festival. In the summer, everybody because I have some Spanish friends that actually don't work for 3 months in the summer. It's a big thing for them. So yeah.
So all to do is party and celebrate
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
these festivals and enjoy.
They're on the streets all the time, literally. Yeah. It is amazing how they really appreciate their social life and their social interactions. Okay, you can find that in London, but not, or in the UK, but not like at the level of Spain, which is really amazing, I think. So yeah.
Nice. So what is so special about Spain? I mean, what do you think like how Spain is different from other European countries?
I think the people can be very friendly and warm compared to definitely Germany, but also compared to France, because France is another destination that yeah, and the thing is, it's super diverse, like, up north you have the mountains, then down south you have the amazing beaches. If you really want to go to really nice, clean, secluded beaches, I think Andalusia is, a friend of mine, he's from Cardiff. It's a really small town and they have amazing beaches there. So yeah, I think that's the diversity that the country has. Also the food, especially if you eat meat, the food is really nice. So I don't know if you heard of the paella. It's basically a rice dish. It has a lot of seafood in it, so different kind of like prawns, crabs, and mussels and things like that. So they have nice food. Obviously, churros is my favorite.
Yeah,
Chocolate is amazing,
I
which is
love churros.
it's really weird because it's a warm country, but their hot chocolate is the best, I would say. So yeah, it's everything. It's the architecture, it's the beaches, but more it's the food, but also the people. The people
Lively people, and literally anywhere you can
are loving.
party.
They like to party. They like to, I mean, I'm not saying party like, hey, go out for a rave, spend money. I haven't watched Money Heist, I'm afraid. I've not come around, but maybe I will. So yeah, so when you say party, it's not like, they're just, raving all the time and things like that. But it's like people are really cool, relaxed, and chill, things like that. So yeah, Spain is amazing. You guys should visit. Where
And maybe the offbeat places as well. Like you mentioned, that any place in Spain, you can literally party and you can find lively people and good food and good music.
yeah.
And there's so many festivals to celebrate, of course.
Summer from north to south, east to west, every little town has their own festival. So summer is the time where you should be there, but you can go during other seasons as well. Like if you go in a remote village here in England, you probably won't even find a pub to get some food. Okay, most villages have pubs, honestly speaking, but still, I'm just giving you an example. But in even the smallest of town will have a place where you can go and dance. So they love to, eat, drink, dance, and things like that. So yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
questions. Hi. That's what I've heard. No, sorry, I didn't know about the thing about the wine, but yeah. I yeah, that's about it really. You just have to visit, I guess.
Yes, and there are a lot of activities that one can do. I mean, the water activities, maybe
Yeah.
scuba, and like, yeah, I mean, underwater activities as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can do scuba diving in Costa Brava, but I mean, it's nice, but I mean, Spain is not somewhere I would go for scuba diving, honestly speaking. But surfing, definitely. If you're into surfing, go up north, go to San Sebastian, go to Murcia, and other Santander. Santander is very good for surfing. So go to those places, and yeah, also, what else could you do there? I think surfing is probably the best. Scuba is closed now. Oh well. If you really want to scuba, you should go to Australia. Honestly, I've done the Great Barrier Reef and it was amazing. Also, Egypt is a good option for scuba diving. So yeah, loads of activities. Like I said, in Spain, surfing is probably the best, and also cycling. I know it sounds a little weird, but if you're into cycling, then yes, France of course, but Spain is also known a lot for, people who want to go cycling. There's a lot of hiking and camping things you can do as well, so you just have to choose where you need to go, or just relaxing on the beach.
Hiking and camping in Spain. Are you serious?
Yeah,
I haven't heard of it.
yeah, well,
I
there's
mean,
yeah, I mean, it's
yeah,
not something that people, like, nobody says on the tourist website or promotion that, hey, come and camp here. No. But I think it's ideal. I have a friend who does that quite a lot. He takes his car and with his tent in the back of his car and just goes, and he just stops wherever he wants and camps because the weather is quite ideal. It's not too cold. Okay, it gets too hot in the summer, but during springtime, he does that a lot. He'll take his car, he just goes with his tent and then decide and just, camp anywhere. So,
it's like most of the places are beaches, so it's
ah,
a little difficult when you camp on the beaches. And it's always better when you do hiking and camping when you're on mountains.
So that's a
So
misconception. Not everywhere there's a beach in Spain. Up north, you can't find a beach. So, and mainland areas, there are no beaches. There are a lot of mountains because remember, there's the Pyrenees going through the Spain as well. So in Catalonia, you have the Pyrenees, and you have a small country also in the middle of Catalonia called Andorra, which shares the border with Spain and France. So, and Andorra in itself, it's a country, is known for skiing. So so there obviously a lot of mountainous a lot of deserts. So where I was living in Pamplona, there was about, I think, 2 hours drive away, there was a place, a massive desert, which was actually in Game of Thrones. I don't know, I've never really watched that show, but in Game of Thrones, I'm gonna try and I keep forgetting the name. It had a very difficult name actually. So the desert, I can't find it. Oh, it's probably, yeah, there you go. So it's called Bardanes Reales. I don't know how to flip my camera. Sorry. Oh yeah, there you go. So if you see,
yeah, that's pretty.
yeah. So
I'm surprised such a place exists in Spain.
Yeah, Parque Natural de. So that's what it's called. So yeah, it's amazing. And if you watched Game of Thrones, it was in the Game of Thrones. One of the episodes, I don't know. I think there's a whole army that's there. So yeah, so you would find all sorts of what do you call it? Terrain in Spain, not just beaches. So yes, people, don't, when you think of Spain, don't just think beaches, don't just think Ibiza. You can think about the mountains.
I got to know it today.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it.
Anything you would like to suggest? Anything you would like to suggest or maybe recommend to people who are planning for Spain? Something to carry along, or I mean, what all they should pack? Maybe
it all depends on where they're going, honestly, because it's different regions have their different things. But anything with regards to Europe, not just Spain, is book in advance. I know it's very difficult, especially for somebody like me, because I just decide I want to do something and I go for it. But book in advance if you want good deals. Okay. So always book in advance, and depending on where you're going, do your research. I mean, if you have specific questions, I would be able to answer them, but it's very different. Go, like I said, if you want to go surfing, go up north to San Sebastian. If you want to see the architecture, go to Barcelona. But if you want beaches which are not very crowded and much more beautiful and things like that, go to places like go on the Costa Brava, places like Tarragona and things like that. So yeah, there's different things you could do in different places. Yeah,
and maybe like one has to pack accordingly, of course.
Yeah, also like pack according to the region you're going, because if you're going up north, I mean, also even in Madrid, because I lived in Madrid for a bit, but even in Madrid, like when in the winter it gets cold, so you would need your winter coat. You cannot be there in December without a winter coat. I mean, it's snowed this year in Madrid, was really a lot of it. Even in Barcelona, you will need warm clothes when you go in winter. So don't think Spain, sun, beach, no. So please make sure you Google what temperature it's going to be. But yeah, December, you will definitely need your winter coat. You cannot be without it. So yeah. Also, vegetarians, be careful. Like I said, even biscuits have animal fat in it. So I think that's one thing you have to be really careful about, being a vegetarian.
Checking the ingredients.
Yeah, yeah, it's very, and honestly speaking, they wouldn't know. No. No, I'm not in Spain right now, I'm afraid. I'm in London. So yeah, that's the thing is, a lot of time people won't know, and language can be a big barrier. Okay, so I understand. So
Do people understand English in Spain? Like,
you will find places in Barcelona and Madrid, but like where I was living in Pamplona, people didn't speak a word of English. It was very difficult. I usually always had my Google Translate on my phone with me all the time. So it was very difficult communicating with people there. But if you go to Madrid and Barcelona, you won't have that big an issue. And especially if you're like, in the middle of the city and things like that. So yeah, another thing, I don't want to say hi, Anas. I don't want to say it's not in a bad light. I'm saying this, but when in Barcelona, be careful of pickpockets. Like really, I've actually seen with my own eyes people getting pickpocketed there. So yeah, you just have to be careful. That's it. So be careful
so
of your
you've
belongings.
been there with your friends, and what was the place where you guys visited or partied?
In Barcelona, there's a street called Las Ramblas, and it's basically you will find all kinds of little, pubs, clubs. So it's really, really amazing in Spain that there is a pub or like a restaurant in the night. It can convert into a club. So you don't. It doesn't have to be a special like place, but there are big clubs like Apollo and things like that. But yeah, that's what was the doing. Okay. So yeah, so you can do things like that. I actually have to go. Actually,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that's okay.
I have
So I think
a-
we have enough, like you have enough, I mean, spoken about Spain, and apart from what we already know, we got to know a little bit more and of the places to explore and the dessert, of course. And that's amazing. Thank
yeah.
you for joining.
But yeah, yeah, thank you for having me. Also, feel free to drop me a message, or if you would like to know more about anything in particular. If you're planning something, I would love to answer your questions. So yeah, I mean, my handle is wandering for here. So anybody who wants to know more or needs help in planning, what's the plan? Plan a trip to Spain. You were late to the party, I'm afraid. So yeah, please feel free to drop me a line, and yeah, hopefully I will be able to assist you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
no
you.
worries.
Have a
Bye,
good
Asha.
day.
Nice to
Bye
see you.
bye.
Bye, bye.